Hey y'all, so I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but Easter weekend we celebrated my son's 18th birthday and we celebrated in Vegas. So when we touched down, of course, you know, we had to hit the strip. It was my son's first time ever flying to the West Coast, so we had an absolute bomb. That liquor store right there sold me a gallon bottle of Hornitos for $30. Okay? $30. I was lit the whole weekend. Didn't need to get a drink nowhere the fuck else. Okay? Do you hear me? Anywho, we was out. I was out of town thugging with my round. It was his 18th birthday. So this was our first night in Vegas. We out on the strip, just living it up, you know, walking, enjoying the scenery, showing my guy around. Because again, this is his first time in Vegas, you know. So we kind of just kept it cool our first day. That next morning, we went to Wicked Spoon. Wicked Spoon is a fire-ass buffet. Do you hear me? And it is worth the $60 per head, okay? The buffet had every fucking thing. Like, it had, this was the Asian-inspired meals. They had shrimp and grits. That's the shrimp and grits. They had pancakes. They had waffles. They had French toast. They literally had anything you can think of. Like, this was the fresh fruits and vegetables, like raw oysters, fruit, like all of the cold stuff was right here. Like the desserts, like they literally had every fucking thing at this damn buffet. Like, look at all these desserts. Like, we were stuffed to the brim. Stuff to the brim. Like, they had everything at the Wicked Spoon. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. If you go to a buffet, go to the Wicked Spoon. Like, real talk. Then we were on our way back to our hotel, you know, just walking off all that food that we ate. On our way walking, we ended up walking through like one of the malls, and we went to the Roots dispensary. So we ended up getting like some pre-rolls. We got some flour. We also ended up getting like a vape pen as well. I think we paid like $260 for all of this stuff, but yeah, we ended up getting that. I had to take my son to the dispensary because why not? Day 2, we went to the Wax Museum, had a ball. Like, the wax figures literally look identical to the goddamn actors and the stars, like, for real. And they said that they do like so many extra points or whatever to make sure, and a lot of the celebrities donate the outfits that they wore in real time, like that one Beyonce had on. They said Beyonce donated that. But yeah, it was Jamie Foxx, it was Laverne Cox, Taylor Swift, you know, everybody was there. Like, they all looked identical. RuPaul, mother, period. And we walked down this hallway, and then once we got here, we saw Tupac, Biggie, Missy Elliott. Like, everybody was down this hallway, and they looked exactly like the artist. Like, look at Missy. Like, they had Aaliyah was in there. Look at her. Biggie was in there. Gwen Stefani, Lady Gaga. Like, it was a time. Okay, like, it was definitely a time. Katy Perry, look at how much alike that the figures look like the actual celebrities. And of course, you know, they gotta throw Drake in there. Michael Jackson, Miley Cyrus, like, everybody was in there. Like, swimwear, Bob Marley. Then you had Snoop Dogg. Like, everybody was in there. The Wax Museum was definitely a time. We had a good time in there. It's like a quick little walkthrough. It's not a big like venue, but it had, like, you know, a nice little walkthrough. You go through, see everything, and then it had like a Marvels sort of thing, like, towards the end. But yeah, this was everything that we seen at the Wax Museum, and I was excited about the end part because it came to the Hangover shit, and I thought this was so fucking dope. It had all the Hangover characters, like, towards the end. There was a bar downstairs, you know, Mike Tyson, all that stuff. Like, it was super dope. We had a ball. Like, say that don't look like Mike Tyson. Like, be fucking for real. Lizzo, you know, all of them was in there. It was a time, and they all looked just like the character. So whoever do the wax museums for this wax museum, they do their damn thing, because all of them were able to be identified for the most part without me having to read the names of who they actually fucking was. So that was fun. We had a good time there. Just kind of going through all of this stuff. Casino. Like, I like how they pinpoint a lot of the Vegas stuff, like the different movies, like Hangover, Casino, all of that stuff. I thought that was pretty dope. And I think my son took one of those, like, casino chips or whatever as a souvenir, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yep, he did. He did. I know he kept some. I know he did. So yeah, at the end we took our little pictures. That was us at the end. Then we went and walked back to our hotel. So we was kind of just walking the strip. And the weather was really, 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 really nice. The weather was real good. So that was cool too. Listen, I was lit. This was day 3. I don't know. This wasn't the daytime, but this was nighttime. I don't know what day this was, but whatever. I think this video is kind of out of order, but anywho, day 3, we went to WrestleMania. This was the Easter weekend that we was in Vegas, so we went to WrestleMania and we had a blast. So it was at the Allegiant Field Stadium, whatever, where the Raiders play, and we walked in there, man. It was packed. I don't think I've ever been to an event where it had this many people in the building. Like, it was crazy. I couldn't even take my bag in. I had to pay an extra $20 to like put it in a locker. Look how many people are there. Like, and our seats weren't bad because we ended up getting last minute seats. I didn't even know WrestleMania was in Las Vegas the weekend that we were going until we got there. And we were pulling up down the strip and I was like, oh my goodness, there must be a wrestling event here. And my son was like, yeah, it's WrestleMania. I'm like, bro, why didn't you fucking tell me? I could have got us tickets, but I ended up getting us tickets. And the tickets were actually not bad at all. They were like $400 a piece. So this is how close we were. We weren't close to the actual ring, but we did get to see all of the wrestlers come out. So it was super, super, super dope. But do you see how many fucking people are in there? They said it was like 70K people in there. And this was the Sunday that we went. But yes, it was so crazy in there. Like, look at all these people in there. And I was just so happy that we were able to get decent seats because I wanted to show my son a good time for his 18th birthday. So this was definitely the highlight of our trip. It was our first trip by ourselves, just me and him without anybody else. So it was like super dope. It was like a good mom-son trip. And we had a blast, like, and oh my God, y'all, Stone Cold, when Stone Cold came out, I was so fucking fanned out. Like, I was yelling and screaming and all type of shit, like, fanned the fuck out. Do you hear me? Like, it really didn't make no fucking sense. When Stone Cold came out, I was yelling and screaming. Like, he came out right before the main event to introduce John Cena and all that stuff. So yes, when he came out, it was fucking crazy. John Cena came out first. You know, you can't see him. You can't see John Cena, but whatever. He came out. And yeah, his intro was, you know, what it was. He came out and, you know, his whole thing is you can't see me. So he came out with his song or whatever. And that was pretty dope. We had a ball watching him come out. The crowd was going fucking crazy. Do you hear me? But then Cody Rhodes came out and, you know, he was defending his title. So, you know, he had to make a scene. So he had all the dirt bikes and all that shit come up. And that was super dope. It was a nice intro to all that. Like, all the smoke and fire and all that stuff. Very theatrical. Nice intro. We loved it. Look at how he walked out. This was such an amazing event. Like, the energy in the building was unmatched. Like, when I tell you, I have yet, in my 40 years of living, I have yet to be to an event, any event that has had the energy that this has had. Like, it was so nostalgic. Like, I had a ball. Like, this was my first WWE event, and you know, I'm an old school wrestling fan. So this was my first live event, and this was dope. Literally worth every penny that we paid for these tickets. And then, of course, here's Travis Scott. Scott came out, you know, because he was on John Cena's side. So, you know, Travis Scott came out. They always got to have an artist come out with them, I guess. But whatever. Travis Scott came out. And if I'm not mistaken, yes, John Cena ended up winning because my son was pissed. Like, he's pissed that John Cena won. I was laughing. We wanted to go to Hell's Kitchen after the event, but Hell's Kitchen was packed to the brim, and we didn't have a reservation, and we couldn't sit at the bar. So we ended up going to the Sugar Factory. Sugar Factory was okay. I mean, the food was mid, but the drinks were actually really, really good. I did enjoy my drink. The bartender was on point. Like, people said Sugar Factory drinks wasn't strong or nothing like that. I don't know. The bartender I had hooked my shit up, okay? So this was my final day. This was on Monday. I had already put my son on his flight, and I was kind of just hanging out until the evening because my flight didn't leave until 10 o'clock that night. So I had got up. I was super hungover, and some girl was like, her man was arguing, and he looked at me, and she was like, well, go with her. Like, oh, absolutely not. I don't want that nigga. So I was just trying to get some tacos from Tacos El Gordo because they was packed the whole weekend. I don't know what those people are doing in front of the door, but Tacos El Gordo was fire. So if you're looking for some fire ass tacos on the strip, go there. And then I left. Bye.